Welcome back to Softcore History. I'm your host for the week, Dan Regester, and I'm joined, as always, by Rob Fox and Jake Goldman.
Hey. Oh, hello. It's time for history. Look into the past. I don't know. I'll write a show tune for us, but...
Oh, we can change up the intro, and it's just Rob's little show tune?
Because we're getting dinged
Keep
on
getting
YouTube.
fucking dinged. It's like, it's
For
copyrighted.
Copyright-free music.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep demonetizing.
What if Courtney just copywrote the intro?
What if it's for her voice, actually?
Yeah,
and her voice is copyrighted because she's introed other porno.
Or she filed
She fought
for the
to get it.
copyright,
Yeah.
for her voice. And she's trying to get some cash out of us.
Well,
Wait,
she already gets everything I make from...
Oh, yeah.
She wants more.
I don't know how that's possible.
She wants part of our parts.
Yeah, yours too, yeah.
She would like some
Not
of Dan
enough
and
of a
I's
cut to just get...
Oh,
what
I
I make.
imagine if you guys ever get divorced, it's going to be brutal.
TBD.
She's going to cut your throat
I don't know.
and then just drink
She's-
every ounce of blood out of you
It's
until you're
software
dry.
It's software history with Dan, Jake, and Courtney. She just takes
Well,
your
she
spot.
wouldn't want to do the work.
She took your position.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she-
no, you're still doing the work.
Yeah. I would.
It's
yeah.
like paying alimony, but she
Well,
just kind
it-
of has to show up.
Yeah.
Give me an
She
episode.
gets the IP. Like somehow I just keep getting. They're like, you can see your kids 4 times a decade, but only if you hand over all intellectual property, past, present, and future. Anything you think of at any point in time.
You still have to do an episode every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Listen here, script monkey. Like, your script jockey.
You are her chat
Yeah.
GPT. I have to
Chat
always do
Rob
it-
Fox 3.
I have to say it slow because I can never get it right.
GPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It's super easy to say.
Which, by the way, is undefeated gambling on UFC fights still.
Like even by the round.
Dude, it called a split decision this weekend, and it's unreal.
And like
It
what
nailed
a
it.
split decision.
We're not gonna. This is evergreen content. This is a history show, so we're not gonna talk about it. But the end is near. I just want to warn you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
if it's
this-
2 years from now, like, it's already enslaved us at this point.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about it this morning. I was like, I guess AI got here and I didn't even notice. And I've been living most of my life thinking like that was, of course, bound to happen, but terrifying.
You
And
thought it would be a bigger deal.
yeah, it just sort of slid in the back door.
It's like, here I am.
Yeah. And everyone was like, oh, when did AI get here?
Yeah.
And it's just slowly slitting throats as it works its way through the party.
It's like the little Grim Reaper on the doors where it's
Yeah,
like knocking. Yeah.
Speaking of sliding in the back door, we're talking about the Catholic Church today.
Oh,
boy.
wow. There it is.
I mean, you set me up for that.
Yeah, it's
Just knocked that out of the park.
nicely done. We're Catholic. It's fine. No one even cares.
I'm not Catholic.
Like if you had made like a brutal Jewish joke, obviously,
Yeah.
we'd have to be like, it's fine, that one. But
We could point to it. And we wouldn't even broach the other one.
Yeah.
but with Catholic, it's like no one cares.
We're like, we're not.
No one cares.
We're not getting Charlie Hebdo'd. But Catholic, we're good. You can make fun of us all
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
And
We'll just take
today,
those punches.
we're going to talk about the erotic life of Pope Pius II.
Hold on. Doesn't sound like he was very pious at all.
Yeah. What gives?
Well, before I did the research for this episode, all I knew about Pope Pius II was it was a school in our district that just destroyed us in every sport.
They were called Pius, Pope Pius.
Why was a random school in Philadelphia named after Pope Pius II?
I couldn't tell you.
That's
Was it like a Bishop
I mean,
Sycamore
our school
kind of?
was Our Lady of Fatima, so
Yeah, but that's just Mary.
yeah.
That's just Mary showing up in Portugal or whatever at the turn of the
There's
century.
no rhyme or reason to
That's
the
funny. Like,
parishes in Philadelphia.
Our Lady of Guadalupe, Our Lady of Fatima. That's just Mary showing up to different places. It's yeah,
OLPH.
Fatima's like
there was a lot of Our Ladies.
yeah, but it's all basically the same. It's all Mary. I think maybe every once in a while it's like Elizabeth or something. It's mostly Mary.
What's up with those churches that are like, it's something like Church of Eternal something or other. They have like crazy long names.
Oh, that's not a real Catholic church.
It's
That's
not?
That's like another.
That's probably not
Denomination.
Catholic. Yeah, I mean mine was Christ the King,
Mm.
and then but we had like another the nearest one to us was Our Lady of Lourdes.
Yeah, they'll be like
Really
Our Lady
nailed
of
it in with
Eternal
that.
Universal.
What do you mean?
Our Lady of Lourdes.
Lourdes, like Lourdes, France, I think.
Oh.
Lourdes.
Just
No,
Lord.
she just showed up to Lord.
Yeah, it's Lord.
Our Lord's Lady.
Like recently. No, just
The
Lord,
artist.
The artist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just
You forget about her. She hasn't really put out music recently.
No. It's been a while.
she's great though.
She's good.
Yes.
I like her.
Yeah.
Solar Power is a great song.
No, we're talking about Pope Pius II. There's going to be a lot of crossover from some past episodes we did, specifically on the Patreon.
Was he the one with the Fourth Crusade?
No, but he does lead a crusade against the Turks.
Okay. We have... Oh, I think Pius the like third or fourth was the Hitler Pope. Because we've done a Pius before.
I don't think it was third. I think it was like somewhere in the teens.
I'll look that up real quick because we have done that before.
Either way, so our boy Enea Silvio Bartolomeo, something Italian, super long, was born in 1405 as one of 18 children to a noble but somewhat impoverished Tuscany family, most likely due to the volume in which his soldier father was pumping loads into his mother.
Sick. Pope Pius the 12th was Hitler Pope.
It was definitely not the third.
I don't know how many times they name themselves, you know? Like, there's not... Some of them, there's like a million. There's like a million of the same name. This Pope is somehow the first Pope Francis. No one has named them...
I was just about to say, is there any, like, obviously, right off the front, you know, there's some firsts, but is anyone taking uniques these days? I guess Francis
was, but Benedict wasn't. John Paul was the second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Pius is a big one, I guess. Is he one of the Borgias? Is this about like the show The Borgias? That's with the papacy and there's all that fucking, but I can't remember.
No.
Okay.
No. He's a writer.
Okay.
He wrote a novel.
Oh, writers writing about writers?
Mm-hmm.
Typical.
Yeah.
But he worked in the fields until he turned 18, said deuces to a life as a hard hands, and went to Siena and Florence, where he studied classical languages and literature from 2 universities, and like every good arts major, had limited options and became a teacher.
I feel like at least so writers actually used to, you say like ditch the hard hand life, but like dudes like Hemingway, obviously that's like such a fucking bro thing to mention, but a lot of people like Hemingway, not even we served, it's just like there's a million writers, Steinbeck or whatever, that are just like, you know what? Like, I just want to go work. Yeah, I had nothing to do.
I don't think Steinbeck had a choice. He was kind of in the midst of the Dust Bowl.
Whatever. But some of them are still just like, I had nothing.
Like, we're hard hands now.
They're like, I had nothing to do. So I just decided, of all the things, I'm going to go be a man and like work on an oil rig for 6 months or something.
I'm bored, so I wrote the great American novel too.
Right, well, at nights on the oil rig.
Yeah. That really is like how every fucking great American novel goes, though. For the most part,
every American, you shouldn't have to serve in the military, but you should have to do like 6 months or a year on an oil rig.
Did I show you that meme or that tweet I saw the other day? No. I didn't show you. It was like this dude goes,
or like hang power lines.
This dude goes. This dude tweeted, "I'd never tip male waiters. Hit the oil rig. N-word."
Jesus.
Oh, you did show me that. Yeah.
Did someone just tweet that? Did someone tweet that?
Yeah,
that's a pretty good tweet.
That's I've every time I've thought about it so much since then, and I giggle every time. Hit the oil rig.
You ever see the videos of the oil rig guys, the actual rough hands out there doing that shit, like swinging the pipes around and stuff, and like getting the shit in the ground?
Yeah, Jack worked on the oil rigs.
Those things are nuts, dude. Just like it's like, oh, look at all these greasy moving parts that are gonna take your hands off.
Unsurprising.
Yeah, that shouldn't really surprise. I mean, there's a look to a oil rig guy.
Yeah.
Even Jack, you know, he like, sure he's out of shape now, but in his heyday.
Jack also invaded Iraq. I don't put anything past Jack.
No. He's probably got so many bodies.
Didn't he get shot?
He likes to just, kind of like get creative with his stories.
He likes to obscure it, but he was in an armored vehicle in the fucking like spearhead of the invasion. Like he was like in the thrust. Like he wasn't behind. Like he was
the tip of the wedge.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jack. I miss him. We need to have him back on the show.
I know.
So our boy in 1431 then upgraded to secretary to a bishop in Fermo and became a follower of the anti-pope Felix V.
Oh.
Anti-popes are dope. It's like matter and antimatter, pope and anti-pope.
If they touch, they explode.
Yeah.
He was part of the Renaissance humanist, broadly a group that wanted to bring back the culture of ancient Greece and Rome through literature and philosophy.
Sounds like a dork.
He was thus excommunicated by the church.
Right. He's kind of a lib.
Yeah.
Kind of a fucking like hippie.
He was.
Yeah.
For his
And
time, at least.
and now all the orgy stuff you mentioned off the bat makes sense. Let's bring back Rome and Greece. He just wants to lube up with olive oil and go fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Which respect, but
He just wants to dump loads.
let's just see through. Yeah, let's just see through what you're saying. Like, oh, it's the art and the literature. No, you just want to fuck for free.
No, man, you just want me to push my thighs together. Like, I see what you want.
Just be transparent. Don't waste my time. Don't make me guess at what you're saying. I don't have time for innuendo.
Yeah,
You just want to drop loads everywhere.
he does.
Yeah, he several times you'll find he like rejects the cloth. He's like, I'll work with you guys, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
know-
don't take the vows.
Once I throw that thing on, you know what I can't do anymore? Be Greeky Romany.
It's kind of a big deal.
Do that Greco-Roman thing. Yeah. Which is everything.
In 1435, he was sent to Scotland on a mission from Cardinal Albergati. For some dumbass reason, thanking Mary for safe passage on a turbulent boat ride trip there, he decided to walk barefoot from port to the nearest shrine of the Mother of Jesus, which was about 10 miles away in Dunbar. Oh, yeah, it was winter and there was snow on the ground.
So did he lose his feet?
Yeah, he ended up having foot and leg pain, suffered from his, I guess, pilgrimage to the shrine.
Yeah, when he walked in the snow barefoot? No shit.
That would last the rest of his life.
Yeah, of
So
course.
he had like a sick, gnarly limp.
Yeah, I was about to say he probably gave himself permanent nerve damage.
Probably.
Actually, it wasn't the snow that did it. It was Mary being like, "Oh my fucking God, stop doing this. Maybe if I make him like I won't make him lose a foot or get an infection, but maybe if I just make the rest of his life like a little bit uncomfortable and annoying, he'll tell other people that doing this type of thing is fucking stupid."
Yeah.
And he probably didn't. Probably the opposite happened.
He's like, I would highly recommend you walking from Port to Dunbar barefoot in the winter.
Yeah, dude, we love pain. Catholicism is a bit of a BDSM organization.
I mean, look at our symbol.
right?
It's a guy being murdered.
I always had such mixed feelings about. Did you hear that joke when you were in like grade school about the? It was either the atheist kid or the Jewish kid. I think they kind of switched it out sometimes.
Whatever's more relevant.
Yeah, who was bad at math, but then he went to Catholic school and he started being good at math.
Because of the plus sign.
Because he was like, why? He was like, well, I'm scared to be bad at it. There's a guy nailed to a plus sign in every room in the fucking school.
Building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Yeah, I always thought it was kind of whatever. But I do think thinking someone's nailed to a
There
plus
are
sign is
moments in
pretty
your
fun.
life that just really stick in your head that I don't know why.
You don't have random memories like that?
Yeah.
I do,
Yeah.
but not that obscure and
So then you don't.
My
kinda
cross
pointless.
joke is I'm nailed right in. INRI.
No, I just like the joke you remember you said
Yeah.
during an intramural basketball game for 9/11
Oh yeah, that one.
that just tanked, and you're like, "No, I'm gonna repeat this like 15 years later."
No one laughed at it.
Yeah.
Still no one
It
does.
was more like probably 17 years later. But,
Trying to help you out, man.
yeah, that's fine. I just remembered. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have a good memory. Like, I do have a good memory, but it doesn't work the way it should.
It just shits memories into his mouth, and he throws them up.
You have memory Tourette's.
Yeah, my brain just grabs a random thing out of the ether, and I'm like, this time.
That'd be so unfortunate if that was a real thing. You just blurt your memories out all the
What
time.
if that was Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's just, I mean, it kind of is. It's just like it's internalized, like you're
I mean,
experiencing
that
it.
basically is dementia. Like an old
Yeah.
person being like, in 1947, I saw a brown car on a Wednesday.
Yeah. It's like,
It's the onion on your belt, right? From
Yeah.
the Simpsons. Like it's
no, it's like, God, dude, like there's so many times too where the example is always like the grandpa will think like his daughter is his wife and shit. And
Start
it's like,
feeling her up.
like, oh, hey, come over here. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
No,
your brain can
Grandpa.
do that to you?
just, I mean, make you horny for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're glitching out.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck.
You're seen into another dimension at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A glorious dimension where your daughter is your wife.
Gross.
So while he was in Scotland, he also had a bastard child.
Oh, nice.
Is he ordained yet?
Oh no, he's
He's
he works for
moonlighting.
the church, but he's not.
Okay, so he just knocked up a mud person.
He did.
He's not sticking around with that thing.
Well, no, because the child died and he's
Oh.
off the hook.
Lucky.
Yeah.
That's so funny too. Like if you get someone pregnant back then, there's so much that you didn't want to get pregnant. There's so much natural opportunity to not have to raise that child. A, you can just leave and they'll never find you.
Never.
Never.
There's that.
No such thing as child support.
No. B, it's a miracle if the kid even cracks the edge of the vagina without being dead already. B, then every day it's alive until it's like fucking 14 is a miracle.
Yeah. Seriously, especially in the north.
Yeah.
Like in cold
Every
places.
winter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Winter's kind of, like imagine like like the first frost, you're going to school, you know, and you look around your class and you're like, not everyone's gonna be here come spring.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Last
It's like
winter
one-
got Jimmy.
One kid just goes, it's like him. He's gone.
Done for.
Done for, kid. It's not even that cold yet. You can't be coughing like that.
Kids today are soft. None of their classmates die, except in school shootings, I guess. Kids today are getting hard again.
Yeah. You think one day maybe we'll just grow bulletproof skin? Like, we'll...
Do you want to make a terrible sci-fi movie
He's
with some
bulletproof.
horrible political commentary?
Yeah, let's really lay it on thick. The year's 2500. Children have exoskeletons. They can't be shot. But they shed them so that the guns still kind of work. Like, it's just dumb. I want to make that movie. It's called Gun World. Oh, this is my kid. Sorry, I'm gonna riff for a minute. Oh, I gotta get my gun car. It's powered by bullets. The exhaust just shoots bullets out of the back of it. Gun World coming this fall.
So he returned to Basel and won a seat in the city council. Worked his way up the clergy ladder without ever taking the vows to the cloth because my guy liked to dump loads. Not always with consent, though.
Well, what year is it?
Well, in a letter to his
It's
father,
Not 1980 on.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
in a letter to his father in 1443, he revealed that he believed he had fathered a son with a woman named Elizabeth while he was living for a period in France, and that Elizabeth had rejected his advances.
I think that they would be more able to understand the concept of an airplane than a woman giving what we would consider modern consent.
It's like, wait, she's allowed to have an opinion?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I pulled that opinion totally out of my ass. I have no idea if that's true or not, but it feels right.
I feel like they would understand flying craft. Yeah, like cart in sky. Got it.
Better than
Yeah.
He said
women have choice.
He
Yeah.
said he entered the room and, quote unquote, possessed the woman.
So he
Yeah.
grabbed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, in more ways than one.
Possessed her.
Like a ghoul
Yeah. He got inside of her.
got inside her.
Yeah.
Uh,
Except there was no exorcist.
my guy, though, doesn't really have a good retention rate with the kids. Child died at 14 months.
Doesn't he? I don't know that this is that much of a statistical outlier. Did he end up having kids? Probably a couple, right?
These are, yeah.
But I mean, like that lived.
These
I mean,
are the two on record.
okay. I mean, I bet you he ended up batting like 400.
Makes the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
And now that he was no longer anchored by a baby in France, he left for Frankfurt and then Vienna to work for the Holy Roman Emperor Fred III.
Oh boy, he's
What a-
working in the Holy Roman Emperor's court. I can't imagine. There's a lot of chicks not being able to say no. You know what I mean? Like it's just. I'm sure he's running through that court.
So let's say he's got like 9 more dead kids coming up. What if this guy's just a kid killer? Fanticide.
With Chancellor Caspar Schlick, who many theorize was the real-world inspiration to his now famous novel, A Tale of Two Lovers.
This is Pius's novel?
Yeah.
Oh. Was him and the Chancellor fucking banging?
No.
Not each other, but like the same chick.
So the Chancellor was an old boy, and yeah, many theorize that he was probably giving it to his wife.
Sick. Okay.
So Pius was giving it to the Chancellor's wife.
Yeah.
And then wrote a book about it.
Yes. And I have some. I'll just tell you about the book right now. The Tale of Two Lovers was a steamy erotic novel about two lovers who first met at a funeral and exchanged flirtatious glances over a corpse.
Love that.
The woman is married to a jealous older man, presumably Casper, and having no way to communicate with her new Italian lover. Yeah, it's kind of on the nose.
Yeah. Right what you know.
Yeah.
They exchange passionate love letters that express their deep desires and escalate to boning, which is shown with the illustrations throughout the book.
Wait,
hell
it's
yeah.
a picture book?
It's a picture.
Pope wrote an erotic graphic novel.
This guy is a dork.
My guy Pies has bars. Though.
He's got erotic friend fiction,
Yeah.
but it's not
That
even
he
fiction.
published.
It's erotic
Right.
friend nonfiction.
You can buy it now.
Where's your copy?
Dude, all right, let's go on Amazon and see how much this costs real
It's called
quick.
A Tale of Two Lovers. Do you want to hear some bars?
Yeah, bars.
Absolutely.
Bar me.
All right. That you love me does not surprise me, for you are not the first nor the only one that my beauty has led astray.
Is that from the woman to him?
I don't know. These are just random.
It's like you're nothing special. You're nothing special. You're not even unique. Is that what that says?
I love first off, they use his real name. They don't use his Pope name. What is it? Enea Silvio Piccolomini.
You say Piccolomini?
It's
Piccolomini.
So long. It is.
That's fucking. That's a cafeteria place where you get like bad Jello, right?
Yeah.
Piccolomini.
Piccolomini. That's real bibbity bobbity boo. Yeah. Man. Yeah, you can get it on Amazon for $12.
Hardcover.
I think it's soft only.
Not when you're reading it. It's not.
Paperback. This is an airport novel from the 15th century.
My wishes urge me one way, my thoughts another. And knowing what is best, I pursue the worst.
Ooh,
Damn.
that's edgy.
That's the original. My mind's telling me no.
That is.
Let's go.
R. Kelly rip off Pius?
Did R. Kelly swagger jack Pope Pius II?
Well, they have a lot of other sexual stuff in common. So.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Mainly around consent
Yeah.
and the lack of it.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Pius is super into caring about age. Although in this, R. Kelly would have thrived in this era of history.
R. Kelly would have thrived like 50 years before R. Kelly was born.
In parts of the world.
Yeah.
Maybe not
Not in
Europe.
a lot of parts.
Maybe not Europe. But more of his ancestral home would have crushed.
Sure.
Could have peed on any fucking 12-year-old he wanted to.
I don't know. He might have gotten beaten.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what taboo is in different places.
You make so little, my love, for although many love you, none of their fires is to be compared with mine.
I got a sick fire.
He's like, they ain't got it like me.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I think he's talking about his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a lay pipe.
This is roughly, no, this is like 100 years before Shakespeare. And Shakespeare talked about cock and pussy a lot in innuendo, so euphemism. So, yeah.
Woman is an ungovernable animal whom no reins can control.
Man. It's funny that back then they were like, God, it is impossible to control women.
No matter how hard we try.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. I think you're doing a really good job.
I think you guys have it.
I think you got it on lock.
Yeah.
This one has a little bit more description of the actual body. She was dressed in a light robe that molded itself to her body and did not disguise either her breast or her hips. Her body showed itself as it was. Eyes that sparkled like the sun, a joyous look, animated face, cheeks like bouquets of lilies and purple roses, a sweet and modest smile on her lips, and generous breast with swollen nipples. 2 pomegranates whose palpitations awaken desire.
Fuck yeah. I was like, cut it out with the face stuff. more hip and titty, and he gets right back to it. Swollen nips. Does he talk about her vagina?
Oh, white bosom, oh, sweet tongue. Oh, quick wit, oh, body of marble full of sap.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, she's wet.
Yeah, full of sap.
When will I see you again? When will I bite again those ruby lips?
Which lips he
Which
talking
lips he
about?
talking
Which
about?
lips he talking about, bro?
Ooh.
When will I feel again her agile tongue in my mouth? Will I
Oh,
hold her breast again in my hands?
quick question. Agile tongue, just she going like, she like tongue boxing. She like,
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
pop, 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 pop.
That's how you gotta do it. That's how I kiss.
Tongue punching.
Yeah.
Just going straight jab, jab.
Yeah.
Maybe a little hook here and there.
No, just all jabs. Jab, jab,
Jab, jab.
jab, jab, jab.
You can jab somebody to death, man. It's a useful tool in a fight. And when making out.
Yep.
They will leave.
Okay, I was about to say, you gotta be really careful how you say it. It's really useful to use a jab while you're making out. You sound like Pope Pius. Yeah.
Listen, some girls like to be choked.
I don't think many like to be punched.
Probably more than you think.
Oh, actually, I do know someone who was hooking up with someone that requested he punch her in the face.
I couldn't do that.
I could. He was like, I can't.
I would leave.
Yeah. I couldn't even choke. I'm not into it. Not into it.
Yeah, no.
If someone asked that, I would be like, no.
Oh, I'm not gonna kind of ride for that moral high
What?
ground. She asked for it.
I'm not. It's not a moral high ground
It's
thing.
like, yeah, that's. You also have to consent to the act, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a moral high ground thing. I don't think less of it.
oh, well, she requested it, so yeah, I stabbed her in the face. Like,
As long as she gives me permission.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like I would just be like, it would really take me out of it. Like,
That doesn't take me out. The physically striking somebody would.
well, yeah.
Other than obviously ass slap's fine and everything, but yeah.
Right.
there's a difference between smacking someone on the ass, which is all soft tissue,
Yeah.
and then just being like, hey, behind the head, punch me in the face. Like, take it back.
I also, at that point, you got to start thinking about her and
I
be
gonna
like,
kill her?
well, no, not that. But more just like, what happened to you?
I've never had punch, but I've had a girl ask for an open hand slap, and I was like, no. No,
In the
thank you.
face?
Yeah.
How hard?
I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
That
good.
there's a level.
That's
of,
where I kind of draw
Is
the
it like
line.
here? Or is it like here?
Right.
Yeah. That's
that would be easier for me to do than choking.
a slap in the face?
A light slap.
I also was dancing
Like a-
with a girl at UCF one time, and she asked me to choke her in public. And I was
Oh, no.
like, no.
No.
That's how you get curb stomped to death.
No. Yeah.
No one's.
That's like.
no,
her-
guys, she asked for. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
no,
was asking
actually,
for it.
At that point, her fetish is watching guys get the shit kicked out of them.
Yes.
Then she made it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like her, that's like her weird, like subversive control fetish, where she's like, I can kill this man tonight with my seduction.
The stranger I just met.
Yeah.
Dude, women, don't forget, you can probably get a lot of men killed
Oh yeah.
in a night.
Oh yeah.
Just like, hey, this guy did
Easily.
X
Charles Manson, that shit.
at a bar.
Easily.
Yeah.
You could literally, oh my God, so terrifying. You could run up to someone and be like, this motherfucker just drunk my drink. I just saw him put something in my fucking drink. 10 white knights without an ounce of thought as to what was happening would jump, just dudes who wanted to fight, probably, right?
It's the dudes that want to fight.
Would just,
It's not even that. It's just like if that happened, I think the whole bar would just jump this man.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that, like, women do that all the time. They're
No, no,
lying
no.
about, like, it's just like.
I've never once seen this happen.
Right, I've never seen this happen.
Kind of sounds like you're speaking from experience.
But, like, man, a chick could ruin someone's whole fucking day if they were just some
Probably
psychopath.
rearrange.
It's kind of nuts. Like, most women aren't psychopaths. Like, that's mostly like, violent psychopaths are mostly men.
Yeah,
Like, it's very rare that's a woman. Like,
Check it out, Jake. They are.
no. But anyway.
Greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world she didn't exist.
Whoa. Is that progressive? I don't know. I can't tell if that's good or bad. Ah.
Yeah, they're always like God's a woman. What if the devil is?
Never thought of that, did you?
Makes you think.
I met God. She's black. That was on a t-shirt I saw, and I was like, that's You're pissing
funny.
a lot of people off with that. That's good.
That's a good troll. Actually,
Yeah.
man, I saw a rad bumper sticker the other day. It was like, I think it was like a hippie, like a really angry hippie's bumper sticker.
Yeah.
You know, like an environmentalist, because it just said it was just text on white, and it just said, "Nature bats last."
That's pretty good.
I know. I was like, "Fuck, dude." All right.
I want one that's like sticks and stones may break my bones, but Ted Kaczynski can make a wicked bomb with those.
I saw that there was a bomb for sale, right?
I sent that to you guys.
One of his like unopened packages.
What?
Yeah, it was like on eBay, right?
Yeah. don't rush ship it. Like, can you ship that to the winner? The winning bid
I
gets
think
it
we should
shipped.
get him put it on set.
Yeah,
It's
I agree.
I mean, we have a smoke.
Someone
grenade
is
over
gonna accidentally open it. That's the problem.
there.
Yeah, like I know not to touch that thing now.
But also,
Yeah, now because
Yeah.
we told you.
that would ruin our
Ball
day.
was in my hand.
Obviously, the Kaczynski package would ruin the set.
Yeah. The amount of construction we'd have to redo. Just a nightmare.
Especially on your legs.
Yeah.
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 So who else is Pius banging?
So, what do you guys think of a tale of two lovers so far?
I'm into it. It's very like beach read.
A bit self-indulgent.
A bit. It's very.
I wonder if Homie read it, like the Chancellor.
I don't know. Maybe he
I
was
was like,
too
"Is this about
old
my
and
wife?"
dumb. You know what I mean?
He probably couldn't read.
He was
yeah.
too busy
Yeah.
like, I saw a brown horse
On Wednesday.
in 1412.
It's definitely about him because there's a bunch of quotes too that I didn't add that were just talking shit about old people and love.
Like, this guy's dick was wicked weak. I gave it to his wife's hot pussy real
Yeah, he's from
good.
Boston now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave it to his wife's hot pussy real good. His dumb dick didn't work so good. Fuck old people. We should kill them or eat them or make them our slaves.
It's like a little Mickey Avalon.
Yeah.
My dick, it's like really big.
Yeah.
Your
Yo,
dick is like a little twig, but like it's not
Yeah.
as good because
That's a great sign.
there's modern.
You don't
My
remember the
dick.
lyrics, do you?
My dick got the late night fee. Your dick got the HIV. That's a great song, actually. Have you listened to that recently?
It really gets you hyped for a party.
Yeah,
Women love it too.
it's a good song. That's why.
It is a good song.
It's just a good song.
Yeah. I mean, if you need, we should do a kids
the
bop
people
version of
going.
that where it's like my pig or something like that. Or just like my
Not just my dick.
dick. Yeah.
My pen.
Obviously, now working under Freddie III, he was forgiven for his past transgressions against the church, no longer excommunicated, and sent on a mission to the Vatican in 1445 to smooth over the internal struggles between the papal court of Rome and the German imperial electors.
So, whenever in medieval 2 Total War, it's like there's like this funny thing where like the Vatican is there, right, and the Pope is there, and if you're a Christian nation or a Catholic nation, if you pick a Catholic nation to play as like Spain or France or something like that, or England because it starts in like 1070, you have to stay in good with the Pope, right? Or you get fucking fined money, or other Catholic nations will attack you.
Yeah, they will raise an army against you.
Yeah, and stuff like that. But every time that Pope dies, it's like a reset. And so,
You can like sweeten it up with the next.
yeah,
pope.
and if the Pope is from an allied nation or your country, you're in good with the Pope all of a sudden. And that always seemed like dumb to me. I was like, the Vatican remembers. It's the same cardinals and they're electing a guy. No. New Pope comes in and you have a fucking clean slate. It doesn't matter what you did literally 4 months before
And
that.
He's got 40 nations ready to roll, son. At all times, except you'll find out not Pius.
Okay.
He played a leading role in the compromise in 1447, where dying Pope Eugene accepted the reconciliation of Germany, and the anti-pope was left without support. So he turned on his boy.
Look, man, you got to read the train.
Yep.
I guess during this time, they looked the other way with our boy's mentality on celibacy, or, maybe he just kind of decided, you know what, I'll put up some type of sham to take the vows.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of obviously like the fun joke is ha ha ha, Catholic priests or child molesters or whatever. And maybe the priests are left with the scraps, boys, essentially. But I feel like in this time period, especially bishops, cardinals,
The Pope especially, they had families.
they're fucking chicks.
There's a lot of like throughout history scandals with that, right?
No, there's like pretty much every Pope around this time had kids and
And like
mistresses.
side pieces,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only ones that didn't were probably either elected really old, were kind of boners. Like there were probably a couple like real straight arrows who were like
You just called the Pope that doesn't have sex a boner.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, the guy doing his job the way it's
boner, yeah.
supposed to be. Like what a
be
dork.
corrupt.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're the God wizard now.
You're the king wizard of Europe.
Yeah.
And what is this, 1440? In 50 years, king wizard of 2 new continents, too.
1447. So the Pope, Eugene's successor, Pope Nicholas V, made him the Bishop of Trieste.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. Where is that? In Italy?
He later served as Bishop of Siena.
Okay.
Oh.
In 1450, he was sent as an ambassador by Emperor Frederick III to negotiate his marriage with the Princess Eleanor of Portugal. In 1451, he undertook a mission to Bohemia and concluded a satisfactory arrangement with the Hussite leader, George of Potibrady. So our boys from the Patreon, Jan.
Oh yeah, Jan.
And Bohemia. This is a little after that,
Okay.
but
About 40 years, right?
yeah, but they're still the
Hussites,
the Jan Hus followers.
The Hussies.
The Hussies,
Hussies,
yeah.
all right.
Hussies, yeah.
So he had a little bit of his own cult after his death. Because this is about 30 or 40 years after he died.
Okay.
You would have thought
New daddy.
forget,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. Get a new dad.
Would have thought that about Jesus too, but here we are
Yeah.
talking about a pope.
Yeah. Give it another 1,000 years. Maybe Jan has a religion.
Never know.
but they're all named Jan. That's the most confusing part.
Everyone
is
in the
weird.
Hussites is Jan, so it's like fucking.
Can you imagine if every Christian was
who we
named
covered
Jesus?
in the Patreon, his group and his kind of like mentor and everything was also named Jan.
Trying to think.
Jan
Oh,
Hus.
that was in King of the Hill, where everyone in that sorority cult they all had the same name, but I forget what it was. Like Megan or something.
So in 1452, he accompanied Freddie III to Rome, where Frederick wedded Eleanor and was crowned emperor by Pope Calixtus III.
So we're already on a different pope.
Around this time, the popes kind of die willy-nilly.
I mean, they don't get elected young,
No.
Yeah, they're pretty old when they get.
and you die of anything. You step on a fucking splinter, you might fucking die.
He gets elected kind of young-ish, but he always describes himself as old.
What's the youngest pope that's ever been?
The young
probably.
pope? I believe
Jude
that
Law.
was Jude Law, yeah.
Yeah.
Jude Law. Yes, the kangaroo pope.
If I actually had to guess, it would be Peter, the first one. But Benedict the Ninth was 20
What?
when he was crowned or whatever pope in 1032.
How long was his reign?
1 year.
He got.
Yeah.
Not seeing anything.
His successor was.
Who was it?
I'm sorry, he was the Bishop of Rome, rule of the Papal States on 3 occasions between 1032 and 1048. He was like. He was
1032.
pope more than once. So he was pope and then unelected and then I don't even know.
They were still
man.
figuring it out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So our boy was elected cardinal in 1456, was stacking real estate, cash, just wealth. Just,
That's good.
playing the game of bones. Climbing that ladder of bones.
Climb the bone ladder?
Yeah.
Nice. We brought it back.
We brought it back.
Sick.
It's appropriate here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the Catholic Church in
Yeah.
medieval times, yes.
So in 1458, he himself was elected pope after Calixtus III dies. What kind of name is Calixtus?
Calixtus?
Calixtus.
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 Yeah.
Took the name of Pius and was determined to face down the threat of an invasion of Europe by the Ottoman Turks, who, of course, took Constantinople in 1453. So 5 years prior.
Now, fun fact, Calixtus was a Borgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The Borgias, the Medicis, they were all trying to get their boys in there.
Oh, yeah.
And that it's weird if you. It seems like it wasn't about just being in a good holy spot. It's about getting all the control for your family.
Check it out. That is God's will.
I mean,
God's plan.
Yeah, that's God's plan.
A lot of people don't know that's what Drake's song's about.
And
It's
God,
about the Borgias
God
dynasty.
shows you his plans, but he doesn't tell you how to do them. Okay? So we got to fill in the blanks, and we're humans,
Right.
and we're fallible. Except
Like
the Pope, he's infallible. But
yeah. It's an IKEA instruction, but it's just before and after. There's no in
right.
between.
So you got to find your way there.
Yeah, it's kind of like those drawing instructions where it's like, all right, draw a gorilla. And it's like, draw a circle. Now finish the gorilla. It's like, wait, where's the rest of the gorilla? I don't know how to get from these
I
three
get there?
ovals to that.
What is this rocket ship I need to take?
Yeah. So I to draw the gorilla, I just killed 20 people.
There is a gorilla? Like, yeah, no,
1453, Constantinople falls to the Ottoman Sultan, Mehmed II, who had effectively ended the existence of the Byzantine Empire.
Yep. And by the way, not only that, few people know this, added a title to his description.
What's this?
Caesar.
Mehmed did?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So-
Sultan's already a great name.
Well, you just add, it's like fucking,
Calling yourself Caesar.
Sultan.
it's like fucking, what's her name in Game of Thrones? Breaker of Chains.
Oh, yeah,
Master of
damn.
Dragons.
She's just stacking.
Titles.
It's
yeah.
all kind of bullshit.
Yeah. So he added Caesar. And so every sultan, everyone who ruled the Ottoman Empire until the end of World War I when it dissolved
Was it Caesar?
Caesar.
That's funny because like Sultan is kind of the same thing though. Anyway,
No, but they meant specifically they were like the Roman emperor,
yeah,
among other things.
I kind of respect that, though.
Yeah.
It's like they have some regard for history where they're like, it's ours now.
That's another thing we took.
yeah.
Now, the Ottomans were in a strategic position to invade Europe through the Balkans. Things were looking a little dicey for the future of Christianity.
Yeah.
So Pius called for a new crusade against the Ottomans, who by this point were making moves into southeastern Europe. The Christian princes of Europe were a little too busy stealing stuff from each other to take him seriously.
Always are.
It's a miracle that Europe's not Islamic, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they were unified under one kind of banner, and we were all the Europeans were all like, "Oh, well, I kind of want to steal from France today." Like,
Right, yeah.
We kind of have someone to thank for all of this. And he's a pretty well-known name.
Okay.
Not a guy you probably want to be associated with. But, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Vladdy.
Talking about Vlad the Impaler.
So Pope Pius was working with Vlad the Impaler.
Hey, man.
Let's go.
I don't think
AKA Vlad the III, AKA Dracula.
Yeah, the dragon.
Yeah.
He's your boy.
I mean, we still have to do an episode on Vlad at some point.
That's a Halloween episode.
We'll cover some of the stuff that he did here briefly because
I just love that-
it's going to kind of pivot to Vlad now for a sec.
By the way, that episode already has to be titled "How Dracula Saved Jesus."
Yeah, I saw it.
That's the only
Yeah.
only thing it can be titled.
I saw a tweet the other day. It was like
Maybe
Vlad
this is the title for this episode.
How Dracula saved Jesus. I mean, dude, if we got to do it,
I mean, we're going to workshop things real time. Yeah.
Yeah.
why not?
yeah.
Vlad didn't impale anyone until his late 20s, or I think it was like his early 30s. So you got plenty of time, sister. Like, like you never stop dreaming, right?
And also, this is a dude that the Sultan was like, oh, man, he's as ruthless as I am. Kind of respect.
Yeah.
So by March 1462, Vlad the Impaler, of all the princes of Europe, found himself the keenest participant in the Pope's crusade.
I was hoping it was a poop crusade.
The Poop crusade.
A little poop crusade.
No, I'm the poop crusader.
You are the poop.
Crohn's crusader.
The dragon. The poop crusader. We're giving you titles now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Though his motivation was hatred for the Turks rather than love for the church, when reports of his violent victories over the Ottoman Empire spread throughout Europe, however, Catholics rejoiced with Pius II at these campaigns continued to drive Mehmed's forces further from Rome.
Yeah, it's kind of like Vlad's such an interesting character because, like, it's like, God, fucking, hey, man, like, that guy's intense. But then you're like, can we get him to fight for us? Because that's awesome. Like,
I feel like his biggest redeeming quality, even though he didn't just do this to Turks, but like as far as impaling Turks goes, like the redeeming quality would be that, I mean, you know, they were invading his country. Like he was the one that was being attacked, kind of, right? Like,
yeah. It's just like, you know, stand your ground doesn't look as nice when you impale the person breaking into your house.
I guess I'll say this. If I saw a Russian soldier doing something and a Ukrainian soldier doing something, I can tell you who I'd give more latitude to morally.
Well, yeah, it depends on where you are, right? It's all set and setting.
Right.
Yeah. For drugs, war, all of it. Can you imagine, though, like someone, like tomorrow we read, oh, stand your ground case. Guy impaled his home invader. Like,
Yeah, so Vlad employed guerrilla strikes and scorched earth tactics. Hidden archers shot down the Ottoman. Scores fell into pits covered with brush and lined with stakes. Waters were poisoned. Livestock was slain. The prince even paid people with leprosy or the plague to mingle with the Turks and infect them.
Hell yeah.
scorched earth, Vlad.
What a fucking dude. I mean, really, I feel like the two, like, if you really wanted to boil down winning wars to like one or two things, like it's like baseball, like wins above replacement or whatever, like really, what's the two things that really matter? It's either A, you're economically stronger, or B, you'll just do anything.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not every angle,
War crimes.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Biowarfare, outside, like visible stakes to put humans on, hidden pits of stakes to put humans on.
Poisoning water.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Russia, dude, like, they nuked their own country twice, like figuratively twice, when they were invaded. Like people talk about like, oh, it's the winter that killed Napoleon and beat Hitler and stuff like that. But it was the winter combined with the fact that they literally they went scorched earth. They scorched their own earth. They raised the earth, salted the earth. They retreated. Like the armies were not able to take anything from the land they were conquering.
Yeah.
Like and that killed Russians.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
times. That
Yeah.
killed Russians.
Well, it's
like that caused a lot of Russian
It's
people
like,
to die.
if we can't have it, you can't.
Right.
Basically. You're
And
not
if they're
going
to die either way, we'll kill them.
Yeah. It's like, this is what you want. This is what you get. It's bold.
The Sultan's militia was severely impaired by these strategies as they dragged heavy artillery through disease-ridden marshes, sustained great loss from Vlad's hit-and-run maneuvers. Finally, Mehmed trapped his enemy in a mountain pass and set up a siege, determined to wait till Vlad and his followers starved or surrendered. The Ottoman camp lay in silence. Suddenly, a trumpet brayed. The rumble of Russian feet and roaring voices swelled over the tents as Vlad led a surprise attack in the dead of night, blades gleaming in the torchlight. Our boy rushed into the Turkish camp. The skirmish of June 17th, 1462, left Mehmed II terrified with his forces and demoralized. He abandoned the chase of Vlad. Soon afterwards, however, Mehmed pulled away and marched on the capital after Vlad. Another shock awaited. The gates of the city stood open. No resistance was offered, and 20,000 dead Turks surrounded the city impaled on stakes.
Oh, man. So they rolled up to try and get Vlad at his hometown, and it was just like, oh, here's the gate. Come on in. And it's just lined with dead Turks on sticks.
Yep.
That's, man, I want a movie.
Well, there is a movie,
Is there?
Dracula Untold.
Oh, really?
It's a Dracula origin story. I think it's terrible, but I've never seen it, so I don't.
No, I want like a fucking epic.
But it's funny because, like, a studio is desperate and super fucked when they're making what's it called when the IP is not owned anymore because it's like general something or
Oh God! There's a word for it.
yeah,
and I can't think of
there's
it.
like a term for it, and it's essentially like anyone can do it.
Yeah,
Anyone
yeah.
can use it. Literally, like anyone can make a Frankenstein movie. Anyone can make a Dracula movie.
It's open. I'll think of it later.
Yeah. So if they're doing that, like that, they're fucked.
Public domain.
Public
It's
domain. Yeah,
public
yeah,
domain.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you make a public domain, fucking
Yeah. Steamboat Willie is about to be in public domain next year.
is that Mickey Mouse?
The original Mickey Mouse is about to be in public domain.
So
It's
are
gonna
they going to do like a Winnie the Pooh situation with it, where they made a horror movie out of Winnie the Pooh?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, dude, did you see that thing? Like,
Blood and
I didn't
Honey.
watch it, but it's
Is
so.
it out?
It's dude. I imagine you can get it on Prime. It's so bad looking though.
No, it looks great. So the Sultan saw 20,000 of his soldiers on pikes, and he wheeled his army southward and retreated.
It's like, you know what? Pass.
This is too much.
This
Like I
is-
can't do this anymore.
you know,
I mean,
this guy.
Dracula
nuts.
Untold, by the way, appears to depict the battle you're talking about.
Okay.
So we may need to do a watch along for Dracula
Dracula
Untold.
Untold.
Actually, that sounds great.
We have to do a whole episode on Vlad at some point.
yeah.
We really do.
Because he's insane.
He's one of those guys. He's just a guy.
Was he insane, or was he a man of his time? A man who rose to the call
Yeah.
by
It's like
sliding men slowly down wooden stakes.
Nature
People-
versus nurture.
Yeah.
Before he started impaling, they had a real problem with excess steaks.
Yeah.
They're like, what are we gonna do here, man?
Steak surplus. Yeah.
yeah, it's like ruining our economy. We got to find a use for these.
What if there was like 20 minutes where it was rubbing on your prostate and it actually felt pretty good before it then got really bad?
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. So,
You're just you spend 20 minutes coming and then it gets really bad.
It's like, see, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's not so bad.
Now, other than Vlad, Pius neglected more of the practical matters of Europe, notably the settlement of the Hussite problem, the Hussies.
Yeah.
So he let Bohemia kind of get out of hand. He also ignored the French aggression in Italy.
Well,
Formerly a skilled diplomat, that's how he kind of rose through the ranks. Pius II handled these problems pretty badly. He gathered an army of crusaders and led them across the mountains of central Italy to the port of Ancona on the Adriatic Sea. But already ill, his body weakened, and through the many years of pleasure before he joined the church, and just kind of being.
You saying
Are
fucking
you
men weak?
blaming the fucking right now?
I'm saying he might have
Had 20
something.
diseases?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fair.
He had some brain lesions from the old Sif.
Yeah, a little syph, a little gonorrhea,
Yeah.
a little chlamydia. We should just do, if it's even possible, an episode on when STD, like first noted instances of STDs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
when did chlamydia start? Were there STDs in ancient Egypt that we don't have anymore?
Who is it? Was it Al Capone that like had insane amounts of brain lesions from syphilis?
Yeah.
Like he was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
going nuts at the end of his life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Kind of want to dive into that.
he lived in
too.
like a dope house in Florida at the end of his life, didn't he?
I don't know. Probably. It sounds right.
Prison.
No, he didn't die in jail. He did go to jail. He didn't die in jail.
You might be right. He died in 1464 before the crusade of his own, where he was leading the troops. He was actually literally on the front lines,
Sick.
about to go, but he was sick, died of whatever disease.
Do what you love. My dad's retired. He just took up painting.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
What if your dad just led a crusade?
I'd be proud of him.
He paints a crusade scene. He's like, you know what?
Ageism holds us back, holds all of us as a society back. Pius was wrong about old people being useless. Actually, he only proved his point. I'm going to lead an army, but I'm old. Blech. Died.
Yeah.
Well, most of our leaders are old.
Much too old.
Too
Way.
old.
Way too fucking old.
Yeah. It's going to be, if it's, never mind. I won't get non-evergreen topics, but like Trump and Biden are old as shit.
Yeah.
They're the oldest.
Super
If you combine their ages, they are
Even older.
I was going to
incredibly
say
old, actually.
their ages combined are like over 50% of America's existence in years.
That's crazy. But not really. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Because they're old.
He dies, and a few years after his death, his legacy actually starts to pop off when his novel, The Tale of Two Lovers, was published.
Really?
Wait, it wasn't published till he died?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was published, and the old bitch.
No, it was published like locally. But we're
Okay.
talking
Gathered
locally.
Okay.
acclaim.
Talking, Denmark, Germany, all the good spots.
Yeah, the highfalutin
It
content.
actually proved to be one of the most popular books of the early Renaissance.
So,
And it was originally printed in Latin, and as the popularity of the Tale of Two Lovers grew, it was quickly translated into every other European language.
that's actually interesting because this gives me a theory. Like, this seems probably obvious that culture moved slower back then than it does now.
Yeah.
But like, that's glacial almost for a book. How old? 30, 40 years old?
Mm-hmm.
No.
How old was the book?
The book was only, he died in 64. He wrote the book in the 40s. So yeah, like 20 years old.
Okay, a 20-year-old book could still pop off now and not seem like dated, I guess. But if you read a book like that was unpublished from the 50s, I don't know how that book could possibly be
Relevant?
subversive.
I think when he was also Pope, he kind of like kept it on the low.
That he published that book?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It's like when you're interviewing for a job and you
Can't tell them you worked for Total Frat.
or you just
You're just like, don't Google me.
yeah, just don't look at my Instagram. Yeah, please.
Make it private.
Yeah. Don't look at softwarehistory.com. Yeah. It's like, what's this Unabomber hoodie? It's like, don't worry about it. But it's kind of sick, right?
Yeah, I mean, once we
You
get
want one?
unopened package.
Yeah.
I can get you one.
Be careful opening it when it arrives.
So that is the story of Pius II and his erotic novel. And also Vlad, briefly, who kind of saved Dracula saved
I
Jesus.
actually didn't know. See, if you want to say, I'll just say, what'd you learn today?
What'd you learn today?
I didn't realize Vlad was in so tight with the Pope.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that would be the
I
case.
kind of always had it in my mind that he was sort of acting on his own or like
His own accord.
Yeah, or just with other people in the region.
And he
I
kinda
didn't
was.
realize it was so church sanctioned.
I didn't think he was like a national, or not national, but a continental figure.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, it's like, oh, don't go over there. That's
Right.
the creepy country.
Right,
Like,
right,
yeah,
right.
that's where the bats are. And
Yeah.
the
Right,
people
but
on
he
sticks.
had like no other options, really. So
Yeah.
they just kind of funded them a little bit. They didn't really, I think it was more of a, you're going to do this anyway, so we'll just kind of back you.
It's like, hey, man, you're crushing it here. Why don't you take this on tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what he did.
Okay.
Because the other crusade that he led against the Ottomans was by himself because like nobody else wanted to support him.
That's fair. I mean, what are you gonna? Why does France want to liberate Greece?
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
they're like, "Am I going to get part of Greece?
yeah. Do you want
What am I getting out of this? Not part of Greece?
French Greece? Where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, I'll probably leave. You know,
yeah. Not in. Yeah,
and this was like, I guess, it was like, no, it's for the church. It's like,
cool.
no, man. Yeah.
Cool, neat. Do I get it? Yeah.
Do I get the Vatican?
Yeah. Do I get the church? No. Okay.
I mean, there could and probably was a quid pro quo, but clearly he wasn't offering enough.
So the concept here is that you were saying earlier, it's like a miracle that why do I keep saying that? Like Europe didn't become Muslim.
Buddy, if Europe became Muslim, you're Muslim too.
Yeah.
That's a we.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
I actually, aren't you Russian?
Parts. Yeah.
Okay. What, you like Russian, German?
A whole lot of stuff.
I
man.
feel like you're mostly East.
it's
and
Russian.
Central.
It's Russian, Greek, and like
Okay.
yeah, it's Eastern.
I don't know that the Turks would have taken Russia, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's a
maybe
lot
not.
of. That's just a lot of
It's a
land.
lot to deal with.
They would have taken like the Ukraine, Crimea. They did take Crimea for a little while. Or for a while, and probably the Ukraine too. But
All
yeah,
the
like
natural resources,
Russia
of
prop-
course, yeah.
Russia proper.
Yeah, I
What
don't.
were you saying though? Sorry.
Oh no, I was just like, if that's the case, like it's also, man. So you're saying like internal division and strife leads people susceptible to invasion?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
great.
in the upset of the episode, somehow Vlad is not Hitler.
No, Vlad's not Hitler.
Vlad is very much Jesus here.
I wouldn't go that far.
He is the savior.
Yeah, kind of.
A little
But
bit.
yeah,
But who is Hitler?
It's ironic that putting a bunch of dudes who didn't want to be on wood saved Christianity.
it's nuts.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that's the kind of innovating. Like he's a disruptor. You know, he's disrupting war crimes, right? Like it's like, oh, you're gonna like kill a prisoner.
Yeah.
I'm going to slide him down wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is Hitler today? Pius. No means no.
Yeah, gotta probably go with the rapist, but if I just to be different, I will my Hitler would be man, this is a tough one actually. Aside from Pius being a rapist.
Yeah, because you can't go Vlad really.
I'm not making Vlad Hitler in this
And
narrative.
you're not
Yeah.
going to make the Sultan.
Mehmed was just doing
Mehmet's doing his thing.
doing
He's
his thing.
doing empire shit.
Yeah, I mean he was
I'm also going to go Pius again for just, I walked barefoot in the snow.
that's not really a Hitler situation.
No, he's just
You're
an
a
asshole.
dumbass,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Pius, I guess. I can't even think of anyone else who was like remotely an asshole in this story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also like banging that dude's wife.
Yeah.
And wrote a book about it.
Oh, actually, that guy for being a bad husband. not
Yeah.
fulfilling his wife.
Sure.
Him.
That guy.
For me, I think it's R. Kelly.
That's, yeah.
Only
That is
mentioned
someone we
that.
talked about.
Just because I think he fucking swagger jacked Pius II and his bars.
Fair.
Did.
He did.
Pius was doing it first.
Mine's telling me no, but my body. Body.
Telling me yes.
What if we just did the worst watch along ever when we read Pius's book on air?
Yeah.
We'll
All
skip
right.
that.
12 hours. Just reading.
I don't think it's that long.
probably not.
No.
Yeah,
Either way.
books were like 10 pages back then.
That's all I got today. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to go to softcorehistory.com for merch, patreon.com/softcorehistory. We're getting 2 additional episodes every week.
It's 74 pages.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a breeze.
we could do like the first couple chapters.
And then please and thank you, leave a review on Apple and Spotify. And, of course, tell a friend about the podcast if you enjoy it. If this is your first time tuning in, we appreciate your listen. Obviously, you've returned back. We love you guys. And, yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for joining us today. For Rob Fox and Jake Goldman, I'm Dan Jester, and you just got soft-served.